Integrity is one of the I's. Integrity is adherence to a strict moral or ethical code. Frankly, it's just being honest to the point that it hurts. Last year was one of those years where we could have taken advantage of people just to stay in business. Businesses closed right and left. Banks closed. People lost their homes. People lost their jobs. Thank God you guys were in school. You were the smart ones. You were doing what we were doing. We were trying to get paid for it, learning. You were spending your time actually getting better at your craft. Employers value this trait above all else. They will not hire you if you're not honest and you don't have great integrity. They're going to ask you to make decisions on the company's behalf. And if you make bad decisions or you hang out with the wrong people, you're not going to be part of that organization. You've got to hang around with people that make good decisions. Honest people attract honest people. Integrity breeds integrity. Please have it. Intensity. Intensity, very easily defined as the gas pedal in the car. Now, with the exception of my dear wife, most people can't get in the car and jam their foot to the floor and drive all the way to work. She tries. We get a lot of speeding tickets, but usually you have to slow down. There are curves, there are stop signs, there are yield signs. You must slow down and take a look around during the day. You must know when to be intense and when not to be intense. I can tell you right now, there's a lot of employers out there that have not that many jobs, and there's a lot of people looking. That means they can be choosy. They do not want workaholics. They want people that are going to stay in the job a long time. They don't want you to burn out. They want you to be there 100% at the beginning of each and every day. Well, you can't do that if you're intense all day long. You've got to know when to let up. You've got to know when to turn that spin valve on and let the pressure off. You also have to have what I call a work radar. There's some things that you know are going wrong at work, and it's time to be intense. Well, that's when you go get your buddy and go, we got to go get this thing fixed, or I see it getting ready to happen. Well, let's go stop it. If you bump into someone who's looking for a workaholic, well, they're few and far between now. Most of those companies died last year because they didn't treat their people right, they didn't have integrity, and they did not know how to run a business. Look for the great companies. Interview them as much as they're interviewing you. Outlook. Outlook and attitude sound alike as well, but they're not. Outlook is a habitual, there's that word again, habitual mental state that determines how you respond to situations. Basically, it's your mental picture of what the future holds. It's your attitude turned outward. Once you have internalized a positive attitude, your outlook is what you give to other people. It's the part that you share. It's the part that they know about you, so it's contagious. If you have a positive attitude, it's contagious. You will breed and have people around you that believe that way. Unfortunately, the converse is also true. If you're negative, you will get, it's the negative ion, positive ion thing. You're going to get people around you that are negative, and you're going to commiserate, and you're going to find the path of least resistance, which is to not care. Make sure you internalize that positive attitude first, because when you sit down in front of a hiring manager, they can spot it a mile away. You cannot fake it. You cannot go in and say, I think everything's fine, when they can look in your eyes that you don't believe it. You have to believe it. You have to work on your own attitude first, which then internalizes and becomes your outlook. Uniqueness. This is critical. It's standing alone, radically different, one of a kind. Can you say that about yourself? Can you say that you are totally unique, that you are one of a kind? You should be able to, because you're the only one that has your set of values, dreams, hopes, creativity, experiences, passions. You're the only one. I have 9 account executives on my staff. They're all different people. And we sell things in the marketplace that everybody else has. Everybody has TV spots and everybody has websites. So why are we different? Because I have the 9 best in the market. That we have a unique set of skills that these people love. Their clients love my guys because they are personable. They understand what the client needs, and they're very unique. How do you teach, or how do you show someone if you're interviewing that you're unique? You got to pull back the curtain. You got to tell them who you are. When that question comes, so what do you want to be in 5 years? You have to have an answer, and the answer better be something along the line of your passion. I joined this company because it's going to be the most fantastic thing ever, because in 5 years I see myself being you, frankly. Okay? You must have it. You must be able to communicate it. Tell them about who you are. Tell them about your dreams and passions. They want to know. I'm a hiring manager. I do it all the time. Okay? I want to know what makes you tick. I don't want to look at your resume and see just the jobs. I want to know who you are. This is very important. So I told you about the tough year that my team had in 2009. I awarded them, I have my own university agreement now, I awarded them, can't really see it from here, I gave them PhDs. I gave them doctorates in economic survival. I gave them framed, actual documents that they could hang in their cubes. I wanted them to have a very visible and physical reminder of the year that they went through. I wanted them to know that they were better. I wanted them to know that they had survived and know that they are now ready to succeed. We went through a whole year saying the word survive. We're going to survive, we're going to survive, we're going to survive. So when 2010 turned over, we started over. I did the vows with them again, and this time at the end of it, we had a new word. Thrive. The word is thrive. The word for 2010 is thrive. You survived last year. As a matter of fact, you guys were doing great. You were learning. The rest of us were not paying bills and having to get rid of cars, and thank God I didn't have a kid in college. It was a tough year, but we survived it. We're better, and now we're ready to thrive. And as usual, I have an acronym. This is a real acronym for thrive. The T is for thankful. Please be thankful for what you learned. You've spent time and effort and money learning your craft. Be thankful for what you learned. Hope, H. Hope is not a strategy. Do not hope things are going to get better. Do not hope you find a job. Do not hope you get a promotion. Hoping is fine. It's a decent mental state, but it's not an activity. Hope will only give you the opportunity to then have a positive attitude and do something about it. If you're waiting for things to get better, you're going to ensure that they're going to stay the same or more than likely get worse. So don't have that as your actual strategy. The R in thrive is revamp. Revamp your plan of attack. Now that if you're looking for a job and you haven't found one yet, change it. I have some great strategies that can help you with that. Change it. If you're coming out and you think you know where you want to go, but you're really not sure, revamp that plan. Look out 5 years, look out 10 years and see what you want to be, and make sure that this next opportunity fits into those plans. The I is my favorite. You've already heard it. Ignite your passion. Ignite your passion. If you don't have this, nothing else really matters. If you're going to go out and get a job after you've done all this work, I would advise it. You've done a specific track. You've gone through specific things that you want to do in your life that you think are important. I hope it's your passion. I hope you can go out and take that to the next height that you want. Please understand that that's critical. If this is a stepping stone job where you want to go, that's okay. Keep the plan in your mind and continue to ignite your passion. The V kind of goes with that. The V is visualize. Visualize where you want to be in 12 months. What will you look like in March 2011? It's a tough question. What will you be doing? How much more will you know? How much more ready will you be to thrive? You have to understand that because you have to build it into your GPS in your head to know how to get there. E, expect to succeed. If you expect to fail, you will. 100% of the time. I've never seen anyone that I've ever coached, been around, trained with, mentored, managed, that if they thought they were going to fail, they did not fail. So if you think you're going to fail, you're right. You're absolutely right. However, if you expect to succeed, at least 50% of the time you're going to be right. I'll take 50 over 0 anytime. Most of the time it's more like 75 to 100 because you have built in your mind the fact that it is possible. Expect to succeed. What we're talking about here is change. And if you have read the book, and I would invite you to, I saw it, it's outside of the bookstore across the way. The book by Rick Warren called Purpose Driven Life. One of the 3 most influential books I've ever read. There's a quote in there about change, and I printed it out and have it on my wall at work. It follows me wherever I go. I'm going to read it to you. Growth is often painful and scary. There is no growth without change. There is no change without fear or loss. And there is no loss without pain. Remember that your character is the sum total of your habits. There's that word again. All of these traits we talked about are habitual. You can train yourself to do them. You can train yourself to be better at all of them. You're like, what happened to the turtle, Brad? We're talking about a turtle. Where'd the turtle go? Here's what inspired me. Learn your vowels. Improve your vowels. And be ready to thrive with the knowledge that you have obtained within this degree. Please, it's very important, and I want you to keep shadow in the back of your mind. As the Marines would say, adapt and overcome. And I challenge each one of you to do that as you go out in the world. It's going to be a rough ride for a while, but it's going to absolutely get better. I wish each of you the best in the future, and if I can help you in any way, please don't hesitate to ask. Have a great day. Thank you.